I want to say that it's very unfortunate that Bola Ahmed Tinibu has decided to start on a very bad footing. He has decided to make lawlessness the order of the day. He has tried to entrench anarchy in his government. However, he became the president of Nigeria today. Is the man at the helm of affairs, whether by grab it, run with it, scatter it, as he told his followers. It was circulating all over social media. Grab it, steal it, run with it. However, that he eventually became the president, he has started now to entrench anarchy, and that is.
All right. If you've been in Nigeria for the couple of 24 hours, you will know that Godwin Emefiele, the erstwhile central bank governor that was suspended and then subsequently rearrested, has been trending for the wrong reasons or the right reasons, I must say. I have updates on that, aside what happened yesterday in court. My name is Angelo. Welcome to Nation's Voice Tower. Controversial legal practitioner Kingdom Okere has spoken on the alleged fight or controversy between the officers of the Directorate of the State Security and the persons or officers of the National Correctional Center, also known as the Prison Service, yesterday in court over who or where to allegedly keep the CBN governor after court proceedings. Now, if you've been following this case for a while now, you will know that Barrister Kingdom Okere has been on the side of the erstwhile CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, and this time around he has blown so hot in the studio that even I couldn't contend with his words. I think it's better if I leave you with Kingdom Okere so you would listen to what he had to say on the issues pertaining to what happened yesterday in court. Now, I will give more analysis after this video. Watch the viral video.
I want to say that it's very unfortunate that Bola Ahmed Tinibu has decided to start on a very bad footing. He has decided to make lawlessness the order of the day. He has tried to entrench anarchy in his government. However, he became the president of Nigeria today. Is the man at the helm of affairs, whether by grab it, run with it, scatter it, as he told his followers. It was circulating all over social media. Grab it, steal it, run with it. However, that he eventually became the president, he has started now to entrench anarchy, and that is condemnable. The fact remains that what happened yesterday is not just a show of shame, it's just a flagrant display of not only ignorance to the rule of law, but overzealousness of the Director General of the DSS. We challenge him, Bichi, if he thinks that he is above the law, if he thinks that he is above the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, let him set up a court, Bichi Court, in the DSS headquarters in Abuja, or DSS Bichi Court, and try and affiliate there. That is when we now know that DSS is above the Constitution of Nigeria. But so long as we, lawyers in defense of democracy, knows that there is a Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, that established the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. What Bichi did yesterday is a show of shame and should have warranted his immediate sack within 24 hours of what happened yesterday. There was no squabble between the officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service. There was no dispute. The DSS took the laws into their hands and manhandled that man, assaulted him. The man went in to pick Emefiele to proceed to the correctional service as ordered by the court. The court gave a definite order, very clear, granted him bail of 20 million naira with one shorty that has a landed property who should be a civil servant of a director level, and made an order that these should be remanded in Nigerian Correctional Service facility if they were not able to perfect the bail condition. Because, of course, you know, when the court grants bail, you have to do your filings, file your affidavit, bring documents of your landed property for the court to verify. So, if peradventure, if they were not able to complete the entire process as at yesterday, that the man Emefiele should be remanded in prison custody. And the DSS Director General from his office in Abuja gave a counter order. He does not have that power. DSS Director General, Bichi Magaji Yusuf, or whatever you are called, you don't have the power to give a counter order to an order made by a court of competent jurisdiction, Federal High Court of Nigeria. He doesn't have, not even Tinibu has that power. Tinibu doesn't have the power. Talk less of his attack dog, Bichi. Why would they still leave him in office more than 24 hours after desecrating the Temple of Justice? Look at what happened. It's a show of shame.
You cannot say that he's his attack dog. That's not.
That is probably, that is what we are alleging. That is why he must have left him in office. Having removed other service chiefs, why did he leave him there? Because he participated in the politics of old and new naira. He had sought to arrest him in December by going to file a false expert application that was refused by the Federal High Court. We've been saying it. Why hasn't he come after us to say it wasn't him that went to Federal High Court to file a false expert application? That the Honorable Chief Judge of the Federal High Court said that you cannot use this court to commence an irregular proceeding, which made his application a black market application.
All right, you watched Barrister Kingdom Okere there. The truth is, I think right now, Godwin Emefiele is not just in detention because of his offenses, but there is a personal vendetta that we are all yet to know. Because I can see the role that the DSS boss, Yusuf Magadi Bichi, is playing or has played in the detention of Godwin Emefiele. Why will the DSS fight over his custody even after the court has said he should be retained in the National Correctional Center or the prisons? That means there is something we are yet to know, because this has more to it that meets the eye. Okay, well, news reaching us some minutes ago says that the DSS have rearrested the erstwhile CBN governor. This is sad. Why are all this happening? Impunity, injustice everywhere. Yes, all Nigerians were in the support of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele, but now he is being treated like a criminal, a common criminal. Of course, even though he has offenses on his table, but there should be ways to resolve this instead of making him a scapegoat. So we urge the presidency and his cabinet members to please look into this if you actually can, if you are not the people perpetrating all these acts. That is that on that particular update. Now, secondly, still on the Godwin Emefiele case, now it is now evident, according to our findings, that Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor now suspended, is a political prisoner due to the recent occurrences that have conspired, especially the one in court yesterday. I think to explain more of this, I would have Frank Tietie, Arise News analyst, political analyst, and legal practitioner, to tell you how he feels that Godwin Emefiele is not just a prisoner, but a political prisoner. Let me allow you watch this viral video with Frank Tietie. Stay tuned.
The DSS takes instruction from a Director General who appears not to be civilized. The DSS right now is terrorizing Nigeria, Nigerians specifically. This is unfair. Now, we are talking, in fact, even in the dark days of General Abacha, you couldn't contemplate this happening in the court. This is really terrible. Now, we are talking about the desecration of the Nigerian, judicial system. This is a direct confrontation to the very foundations upon which this country operates. Let me tell you, the idea of separation of powers, why there should be an executive that has powers to implement laws and then a judiciary that interprets what the laws are, and the sacrosanctity that whatever proceeds out of the mouth of a judge must be obeyed. What you see now is a direct destruction of that foundation. It's an invitation to anarchy. And who are we talking about? We're talking about a president that has lived that has operated for such a short time. And this is not about being silent. It's about, a plot to actually, bring down this country. And you see, it's not about Emefiele anymore. It is clear now that Emefiele is a political, detainee. He's been punished. He's been harassed by persons who clearly don't have anything against him, but simply want to punish him for whatever political views that he held in the past. But see, Emefiele is actually it's a reflection of the average Nigerian, whether or not he is a big man or a poor man, that is being really terrified at this time. Let me tell you, the president must, as a matter of urgency, there is no basis to fear anybody here, because we've gone through all this before. Where we've gone through military times, we have been through all forms of persecution in this country to midwife a democracy, and then we are now seeing a civilian form of oppression and dictatorship. So this cannot be accepted. Let me tell you, the import of this is this, that It means that order from who, order from which above. There is only one sovereignty in this country, the Nigerian state. It is not about who, it's not about an individual. Please,
Right.
we have only one country, and it's very important. And again, if anybody thinks that it is time to gloat over Emefiele, he's mistaken, because it is every Nigerian that is on trial at this time. And unfortunately, this has become a persecution and no longer a prosecution. And it's damn shameful for us that we are operating a civilian democracy in this kind of Gestapo style. Shameful indeed.
Okay, I would analyze gradually here. Now, the truth is, Godwin Emefiele is a prisoner, yeah? But it has been ascertained and confirmed now that he's a political scapegoat. What am I trying to say? The political catastrophe that has enveloped or surrounded the Godwin Emefiele case is too much. Like, it's much. In fact, it is way too severe and too grievous that we can't even explain, because yes, he has committed offenses against the economy, okay, but why treat him like this? He was arrested, taken to custody without being charged to court, and now he has been charged to court because there were wailing voices, and then you're treating him in this way, fighting over his custody. It is evident that there is something very personal against this CBN governor. Maybe from the presidency, maybe from somebody we don't know. But it is better off that we allow sleeping dogs lie and see how this case unfolds. Of course, he has had over 40 lawyers behind him, and by so saying, we wouldn't say that he may actually lose this case, or he may actually get indicted over time, because I believe lots of Nigerians are on his case. And we should be put in the picture of the offenses of Godwin Emefiele. It should not be tried in secret. It should not be kept in secret, because this is Nigeria. This is a new Nigeria. We ought to see a new Nigeria. And we ought to see people in the new Nigeria act as if they want a new Nigeria. Thank you so much for that, audience there. Before we go to the last update, I would urge you to like our videos, share them, drop a comment for us in the comment section, and don't forget to tap the notification bell. You know why? So that anytime we drop a new video, you're going to be the first to know. Thank you so much. Now, finally, a doctor in diaspora has spoken about the transparency of the judiciary about the ongoing presidential elections petitions tribunal. This doctor had to call out the judiciary publicly and urge them to please go back to the transparency we all knew the judiciary for in the last 15 to 20 years. Talking about the times of Justice Uwais, the times of Justice Chukwudifu Oputa, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, we don't really know what the judiciary stands for. In fact, I cannot say in my own terms that the judiciary is still the hope of the common man. I cannot say that judges now come to the judiciary, or people are now urged to come to the judiciary with clean hands because of the occurrences we are seeing. Despite that, that has risen fears in the verdict that the judiciary may pass about the ongoing presidential elections petitions. Now, let me allow you watch this doctor when he bitterly called out the judiciary. Stay tuned.
Maybe senior friends who are judges, and they tell me the wanton corruption in the system. I know there's still the good eggs, but it sounds and it looks like as if the bad eggs have painted the wrong picture for the judiciary. I believe that we need to go back to the days of integrity, Caribbean White, ways, so when more people who could say, I have come to the temple of justice with clean hands. Our motivation for this topic is to stir up the judiciary to be a temple again, where people can come to and expect justice, jurisprudence, equality. What they say becomes law because it's right, not because somebody painted or patted them on the back. So any of us in Nigeria today, many of us have court cases. We know it drags on for years. The judicial system is in the process of going through the electoral tribunal. It drags on for years. Our discussion today is asking, can the judicial system become an equal arbiter of judicial cases without being biased? That's what we are asking. Can they come to equity with clean hands and make a difference where they are?
Right, all said and done. I hope you understood that update. Finally, I would love to say the judiciary has, I wouldn't say they have beaten more than they can chew because they are yet to give a verdict. But I doubt if there is any jurisprudence in the judiciary because we have seen lots of occurrences, especially with the recent one where Senator Bulkachua had to expose his wife, all right? So that means there is something tricky or fishy in the judicial system of the country. It needs to be addressed. I don't know if they need to be flushed out from the Supreme Court down to the court to the customary court. I don't know if there need to be changes, okay, but I know that something needs to be done about the judiciary. So we don't have blood on our hands or we don't have political bones broken. That is that on that particular update. I hope you understood my analysis and I urge you to please keep faith with Nation's Voice Tower. I love you all. See you next time. Bye.